Okay, let us now discuss question number 47 from the practice sheet. Question number 47 says, in a potato race, a bucket is placed at the starting point, which is 5 meter from the first potato, and the other potatoes are 3 meter apart in a straight line. There are 10 potatoes in the line. See the given figure. Okay, so what it trying to say is that in a bucket race, there is a bucket race. What does mean by bucket race? It means that there is a bucket kept at some distance and there are some articles which are spread across. And what you need to do is you need to pick the articles and keep in the bucket. And you need to pick the articles again and keep in the bucket. So this is a kind of bucket race, and the person who picks the most articles will be the winner. Okay, and there are some rules for this race. So according to question, it says in this bucket race, what is happening is there is a bucket kept at the starting point. So this is, let us say, the starting point, and a potato is kept some 5 meters away from this bucket. Let us say here is the first potato, which is 5 meter away from the bucket. Okay, and the next potato is kept at 3 meters away from the first potato. Then all the other potatoes are kept at 3 meters away from the previous potato, and so on. This will continue, and in total there are 10 potatoes. So this will continue till 10th potato, which is again 3 meters away from the 9th potato. Okay, so this is the given condition. Now it says a competitor starts from the bucket, picks up the nearest potato, runs back with it, drop it in the bucket, runs back to pick up the next potato, runs to the bucket to drop it in, and she continues in the same way. So what it says is, there is a person standing at the starting point just near the bucket. He runs here and pick the first potato. He can pick only one potato at a time. So he runs here, pick the first potato and drop it to the bucket. Then again he come here, pick the second potato and drop it to the bucket. Then for the third potato also, then for the fourth, and so on till the 10 potatoes. Okay, and she continues in the same way until all the potatoes are in the bucket. What is the total distance the competitor has to run? Okay, so it is asking how much distance, how much total distance did the competitor run in order to pick all the 10 potatoes. So what we will going to do is, first let us determine the distance traveled to pick the first potato and keep it in the bucket. Okay, so for first potato, she need to run 5 meter and then 3 meters. Okay, so for first potato to pick and drop in the bucket, what the competitor will do, she will start from the starting point, run till this point. How much away is this point from the starting point? The distance is 5 meters. After that, she pick the potato and run back to the bucket. Again she need to travel 5 meters. So for first potato, she need to travel a distance of 5 meter plus 5 meter. Okay, 5 meter, first 5 meter is to pick potato, and the next 5 meter is to drop in bucket. Okay, so in all she need to run a distance of 10 meters to put the first potato in the bucket. Okay, now again when she put the first potato in the bucket, she is again standing at the starting point. Now to pick the second potato, she again need to run this way. So for second potato she need to run 5 plus 3 meters, and to drop this second potato in the bucket she need to run 3 plus 5 meters. So for second potato, she need to run 5 plus 3 meters and then 3 plus 5 meters. Okay, 5 plus 3 to pick the potato, then 3 plus 5 to drop this potato in the bucket. So in all she need to run 16 meters. Okay, similarly for third potato, to pick the third potato and drop it inside the bucket, she need to run 5 plus 3 plus 3. So she need to run 5 plus 3 plus 3 meters, and then to drop this potato in the bucket she need to run 3 plus 3 plus 5. So 3 plus 3 plus 5. So in all she need to run 5 plus 5 is 10 and this is 6 and 6. So 6 plus 6 is 12. So 12 and 10 is 22 meters. Okay. Then similarly for the fourth potato, for fourth potato she need to run, this is the fourth potato. Now to pick this potato she need to run 5, then 3, then 3, then 3. So total to pick the potato she need to run 5 plus 3 plus 3. Okay, and then to put this potato inside the bucket she need to run 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 5. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 5. So how much is the total distance? This is 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 and 6 is 14. So 14 plus 14 is 28 meters. Okay. So what we can observe is for the first potato she ran 10 meters. For second potato she ran 16 meters. For third potato it is 22. For fourth potato it is 28, and so on till 10th potato. Now do I need to calculate all the distances that she travelled to pick the potatoes? No, I do not require to calculate all the distances. Why not? Because I can see a pattern that is observed. I can see a pattern in the distances that she travelled to pick the potato and drop it inside the bucket. First I have seen to pick the first potato she ran 10 meters. Then for the second potato she ran 16 meters, that is 6 meters more than the previous potato. Then for the third potato she ran 22 meters, that is again 6 meters more than the previous potato. Then 28 meters, again she ran 6 meters more to pick the fourth potato, which is at 28 meters away. So I can see an observation, I can observe that this is an arithmetic progression, it is forming an arithmetic progression, and this arithmetic progression has first term as equal to 10 and common difference as equals to 6. Okay, and I need to calculate the total distance. It means I need to add all the distance starting from 10 meters to 10th potato, starting from first potato to 10th potato, which I don't know what is the value of the 10th potato. So I need to calculate sum of distances of 10 potatoes. Okay, sum of distances of 10 potato, that is S10, that is what I need to calculate. So I can write for S10 n is equal to 10. Okay, so sum of 10 potatoes S10 will be equals to 10 by 2 to the bracket 2 times of A is 10 meters plus 10 minus 1 into D is 6 meters. So this will give you 5 to the bracket 20 plus this will be 9 6 are 54. So total is 5 into this is 20 and this is 54, this will be 74. So what will be the calculation? This is 74. So 5 7s are 35, that is 350, and 5 4s are 20. So 350 plus 20 will give you 370 meters. So she need to travel this much distance to pick all the potatoes and drop them inside the bucket. Okay. So what you can see, this is again a practical situation which is given to us, and we have solved this situation in a simpler manner, in a short form, using the concept of arithmetic progression. So this is the solution for question number 47. Now let us solve the next question. The next question is which term of the AP 121, 117, 113 and so on is its first negative term. Okay. So what it is asking is which term of the arithmetic progression of this is a given arithmetic progression. So first let us write the arithmetic progression. This is question number 48. The given arithmetic progression is 121, 117, 113 and so on. So what is the first term of this AP? First term A is 121 and the common difference D is 117 minus 121, that will be minus 4. So minus 4 is the common difference, that is we can see this arithmetic progression is a decreasing arithmetic progression. It's because the common difference is a negative value. So this arithmetic progression started from 121 and will continue till infinity, and in that process, in that series, in that list, I will going to have some of the terms negative. Why? Because every time 4 is getting subtracted from the previous term to get the next term. So it means this will decrease and from positive it will switch to negative. It may be possible that in between there is a term 0. Okay, it may happen, it may not happen. It is not necessary that 0 should occur. From positive it will travel to negative. In some manner it will going to have a negative terms in the end, and I need to calculate the first negative term. I need to determine which is the first negative term of this arithmetic progression. So what I am saying is, let nth term is the first negative term. First negative term. So if nth term is first negative term, then Tn, the value of Tn should be less than 0. Okay, try to understand this concept. What I am saying is, since I have assumed that the first negative term is nth term, I can say that since it is negative, then it should be less than 0. This is an inequality that we can deduce. So what is Tn? Tn is basically a plus n minus 1 into d, which is less than 0. So a is what? It is 121 plus n minus 1. We don't know the value of n, but we know the value of d, which is minus 4, and this is less than 0. So this will give you 121 minus 4n plus 4 is less than 0, which implies 121 plus 4 is 125 and minus 4n is less than 0. So I can get 125 is less than 4n. So now try to understand this particular value, this particular inequality. What it says is 4n is greater than 125. It means n is greater than 125 by 4. Now what is the value of 125 by 4? If we divide 125 and 4, let us divide it. 4 3s are 12. This will be 0 and 5, 4 1s are 4 minus, so it will be 1, then point, then 0, so it will be 2 and then 5. So we have value of n as 31.25. So what does this mean? This means that if n is greater than 31.25, then Tn will be less than 0. Now since we know that n can only be a natural number, if n can only be a natural number, definitely the number which is greater than this 31.25 is 32. Okay, so if n is greater than this, so which is the just greater number than 31.25? 32. 33 is also greater, 34 is also greater, 35 is also greater, till infinity all are greater than 31.25. But I need to determine the first negative term. So I will say the first negative term will be 32nd term. Okay. The first negative term will be 32nd term. It's because if n is greater than 31.25, then only Tn will be less than 0. If n is equal to 31, then Tn will not be equal to 0. So that will be the last positive term of this series. Okay. and 32nd term will be the last negative term, sorry, first negative term. So what we can do is to check to verify whether we have done it correctly, we will calculate 31st term. So what will be the value of T31? T31 will be equals to A, that is 121 plus 30 minus 1 is 30 into minus 4. So this will give you 121 minus 120, which is 1. So you can see that 31st term is a positive term. Okay, then what will be the 32nd term? 32nd term will be A plus n minus 1 will be 31 into D is minus 4. So this will give you 121 minus 124, that is minus 3. So first 31st term is minus 1, which is a positive value, and 32nd term is a negative value. So from 32nd term the negative terms will be started, and we have n is equals to 32 as the first negative term. Okay, so this is the concept for this question. This question is not very important for your school exam, but it is important for NTSE exam. Okay, for NTSE this is a very important question. It may come as an objective. So this is the solution for 48 question. Okay, first you note this, then we will continue. Okay, now let us solve question number 49. Question number 49 says a ladder has rungs 25 centimeter apart. See the given figure. The rungs decrease uniformly in length from 45 centimeter at the bottom to 25 centimeter at the top. If the top and the bottom rungs are 2.5 meter apart, what is the length of wood required for the rungs? Now what is rungs? Rungs mean पायदान, जिसपे एक लैडर होता है, लैडर में आप जब स्टेप रखते हैं, so step on which you keep your foot is known as rung. Okay, so it says that there is a ladder. Let us draw the figure. Question number 49. It says that there is a ladder something like this, and on this ladder the topmost rung is of 25 centimeters and the bottommost rung is of 45 centimeters. Okay, and then it says a ladder has rungs 25 centimeter apart. So the rungs that are in this ladder are 25 centimeter apart from each other. So if this is the bottommost rung, let us say this is the first rung. So the second rung will be 25 centimeter above from this particular rung. Then third rung will be again 25 centimeter above from this particular rung. This will be the third rung, and so on. This will be the topmost rung. Okay, and the length of these rungs will be decreased uniformly. The length will be decreasing uniformly. So what I can see is, since it says that the distance between the top and the bottommost rung is 2.5 meters. What is 2.5? 2.5 is 250 centimeters. Okay, 2.5 meter is 250 centimeters. So in the span of 250 centimeters, in this span I have some rungs which are 25 centimeter apart from each other. So how many rungs should come in a span of 250 centimeters which are 25 centimeters apart? So what I will say is, in a span of 250 centimeters, we will have 250 divided by 25 plus 1 rungs. Okay, we will going to have 250 by 25 plus 1 number of rungs that will be present in this ladder. Now how I have got this 250 by 25 plus 1? It's because, let us say the rungs are like this. So this is 25, this is 25, this is 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then this is 9, and then this is 10. So these are the 10 25 meter separations, and if I calculate the rung, this will be the first, this will be the second, this will be the third, this will be the fourth, fifth, sixth, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th and then 11th. Because if I talk about a separation of 25, in a separation of 25 I will going to have 2 rungs. Okay, in a separation of 50 centimeters I will going to have 3 rungs. You can see this is 25 centimeter, this is 25 centimeter. So that's why in a separation of 250 meters, 250 by 25, that means 10 separations of 25. What I am going to have is 10 separations of 25 centimeter. It means number of rungs will be 1 more than, it means number of rungs will be 1 more than 250 by 25 equals to 10. Okay, 1 more than 10. So total number of rungs is equal to 11. Now observe this very carefully. I have 25 rungs in this particular series. Sorry, I have 11 rungs in this particular series. The first rung is 45 centimeters and the last rung is 25 centimeters, and the length is getting decreased uniformly. So what I can see is this is the first rung. Second rung I don't know the length. Then for the 11th rung I know the length of 11th rung as 25 centimeters. What I need to calculate is this length plus this length plus this length up to this length. Okay. Now let us try to observe this question further. In the span of this 250 meters, in this span 250 meters, the length of wood required for the rungs, that is we need to determine. So what I can say is, since the length is decreasing uniformly, when you go from 45 to 25, so I will say that this is particularly an arithmetic progression. Why this is I am telling as arithmetic progression? It's because the length is decreasing uniformly. If length is not decreasing uniformly, then it will not be an arithmetic progression. Now observe, for this arithmetic progression I need to calculate the sum of all the values, sum of length of all the rungs. So sum of length of all the rungs will be S11. It's because this arithmetic progression has 11 terms, is equal to n by 2, that is 11 by 2 to the bracket a plus l. Since I do not know the common difference, what I know is I know the first term, I know the last term of this arithmetic progression. So this will be 11 by 2 to the bracket 45 plus 25. What is 45 plus 25? It will be 70. So 70 into 11 by 2, that is 35. So this will give you 385 meters. So the length of total wood required for this, for making this ladder, for making the rungs of this ladder is 385 meters. 385 meters length of wood is required to make rungs of this ladder. Okay. Okay, so this is the solution for question number 49. Let us now discuss question number 50. Question number 50 says, a small terrace at a football ground comprises of 15 steps, okay, each of which is 50 meters long and built of solid concrete. Okay, it comprises of 15 steps and it is made up of 50 meter long, and it is 50 meter long and it is made up of concrete solid. Okay, then it says each step has a rise of 1.4 meters and a tread of 1/4 meters. Okay, then 1/2 meters. then it says calculate the total volume of concrete required to build the terrace. Okay, so this question is very interesting. What it says is, question number 50, very interesting question. It says that in a football ground, it comprises of 15 steps. Okay, a terrace, it is a terrace. Now for this terrace, it says that there are 15 steps in this terrace. This is one step, this is two step, this is three step, this is fourth step, then this is fifth step, and so on. It will continue till 15 steps. For this 15 steps, what I have is the rise of this step, that is this much. The rise of this step is 1/4 meters, this rise. Okay, and tread means this surface. This surface is of 1/2 meters. Okay, this surface is of 1/2 meters. So let us draw it again. This is a rise, then this is a tread, then this is a rise, then this is a tread, this is a rise, this is a tread, like this. And so on it will continue. Okay, so this length is given as 1/4 meters and this length is given as 1/2 meters. Okay, this much length. The tread is given as 1/2 meters, this is given as 1/4 meters. Okay, so the rise of first step, this is the first step, the rise of first step will be 1/4 and the tread of first step will be 1/2, this will be 1/2. Then if I talk about the second step, this is the second step. Okay, this will be the second step. For the second step, I have the rise of again 1/4, this length will be 1/4, this much length will be 1/4. So the total length of this, total length will be 1/4 plus 1/4, that is 1/2 meters, and the span of this terrace, the span of this tread is 1/2 meters. Okay. So if I want to calculate the volume of this concrete, how to calculate the volume? What I can see is, if I talk about this step 1, this step 1 seems to be a rectangle. Okay, how? This is 1/4, this is 1/2, so this is a rectangle, and since it says that this terrace is 50 meter long, so the length of this terrace like this, the length is like this, the length of this terrace is 50 meters. So if I see this step will be a cuboid. This step will look like a cuboid. If I draw a cuboid like this step will look like a cuboid, in which this length is 1/4 meters, then this length is 1/2 meters, and if I talk about this length is 50 meters. Okay, so I think you can imagine what I am trying to say is, this is a step and this step is like this. It is like this. You can erase this one. So this is the step. This length is 1/4 meters. This length is 1/2 meters and this length is 50 meters. So the volume of this cuboid, What is the volume of cuboid? It is length into breadth into height. So volume of this step 1, V1, let us call the volume of step 1 as V1. Volume will be, the volume for first step will be 50 into, that is length into breadth is 1 by 2 into height is 1 by 4. This will be the volume of V1. Then what is the volume of V2? V2 is, you can see, the length of this V2 is same as 50 meters because it will also expand to 50 meters. Okay, and the height of this second volume, second step is 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4, and the breadth of this second step is 1 by 2. So it will be 50 into 1 by 2 into 1 by 2. Then for V3, I will have the length as 50, breadth as 1 by 2 only, but the height will rise by 1 by 4 meters more. So 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4, that will give you 3 by 4, and this will continue till V15 because there are 15 blocks. Okay, I can see these are 15 blocks. This is the third block. Similarly, this will be the fourth block, this will be the fifth block, and so on. So what we can see is that the breadth of all the blocks will remain same. The length of all the blocks, like this, when we draw this in 3D, the length of all the blocks will remain same, but the height of each block is increased by 1 by 4 meters every time. Okay. So if I add all these volumes, what I will get is 50 into 1 by 2 into 1 by 4, 50 into 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, 50 into 1 by 2 into 3 by 4. So 50 into 1 by 2 is all common. So I can take 50 into 1 by 2 as common, that is like this. To the bracket I will be left with 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2 plus 3 by 4 plus this will be 1 plus 1 by 4, this is 5 by 4, and so on till the 15th value. I don't know what is the 15th value, but I can see this is an arithmetic progression. In this arithmetic progression, A is 1 by 4 and D is 1 by 4. Okay. So I need to calculate the sum of these terms. How many terms are they? They are 11 terms. Sorry, 15 terms. So n is equals to 15. So the sum of these terms will be 50 into 1 by 2 to the bracket 15 by 2, 2 times of A. 2 times of A is 1 upon 2 plus 14 into 1 upon 4. Okay. So just you need to solve this value and you will get the final volume of this particular terrace. Okay. The only thing to observe in this terrace is that breadth will remain constant, length like this will remain constant, only the height will increase by a step of 1 by 4 every time you go to the higher terrace, higher step. Okay. So this is the solution for 50th question. Okay, so you can note this.